Yo, yo, yo! Welcome back to the MMA Short Show. As always, your boy, Steven Moustaris. And this is the first time that I've actually sat down and entertained the idea of this man, Gable Steveson, moving over to the MMA world. And I know right now, some of you out there that are haters of this man are going to sit there and go, oh, he just lost his national championship match. Oh, if he can't win in wrestling, how is this man going to win in the MMA world? But if we're being honest here, man, look at the guy. He's decorated. He might be one of the most decorated wrestlers we've ever witnessed. Already a 2020 Olympic Gold Medalist. Already a two-time national championship in Division I. Won the Dan Hodge Trophy both years. Talking about MVP. I mean, this dude's the truth. He's 24 years old. And now that I'm really sitting here, it's not like we're sitting here talking about some guy that's going into the 155 division. Or it's not like we're talking about somebody going into the 185, 205. This dude is about 6'1", 265 pounds. At least that's what he's listed for when it just comes to his wrestling years in his career. You're telling me right now with a few years of training, sure, right now he's not going to go into the UFC. He might need a couple fights, but you're telling me after a few years, this man wouldn't be able to take out the Tafa brothers? You're telling me this guy wouldn't be able to pick up Tai Tuivasa and slam him on his head? You're telling me this man couldn't beat Mick Parkin? You know what I'm saying? Inside the UFC, the heavyweight division is the worst we've ever witnessed. And this just reminds me so much of Daniel Cormier. This man, you're telling me he can't go out. You're telling me Gable Steveson couldn't go out there and do to all these other guys like Jairzinho Rosenstrike that we saw this man, Daniel Cormier, do to Josh Barnett, to Bigfoot Silva, for Frank Mir, Roy Nelson. You're telling me we couldn't see that? Because I'm telling you guys right now, we could. If this guy goes out there at all, gets any of his striking together, if he can work just how to mix his ground or his striking with his takedown, so not everybody's just expecting takedowns at left and right. With this heavyweight division being as ass as it is, this man could really make a difference out here. This man could really make a splash. Sure, he's not going to beat Tom Aspinall. Sure, he's not going to beat John Jones. Sure, he'd probably have a tough time with guys like Curtis Blades and Alexander Volkov and some of these guys, right now. But in a few years, if this man can get it going, we're not talking about Bo Nickel over here in that tough 185 division, maybe not getting guys down every fight. We're talking about Gable Steveson. We're talking about one of the most decorated wrestlers we've ever seen. This man could go in and make one of the biggest splash. And by the time this man even gets to it, say 27 years old, 28 years old, sure, he might not even have to worry about the Curtis Blades out there. He might not even have to worry about John Jones. Who knows what happens with Tom Aspinall by then? Francis Ngannou, if he ever made a comeback, he's probably not going to have to worry about Francis then. You're going to be worried about guys like Sergey Pavlovich, who hasn't shown a ground game yet. Sure, ground and pound, sure, but not a wrestling game. Jairzinho Rosenstrike, who doesn't like to go to the ground. The Tafa brothers, Tai Tuivasa, Derek Lewis, even those guys might be gone by then. But you could take out all these dudes easily just with your ground game alone. This isn't 155. This isn't 170. This isn't 135. Get this man, just learn how to get his MMA cardio up and learn how to get his striking by a good coach and a good team. Somebody get him hooked up with AKA with Daniel Cormier. He could literally take the blueprint of Daniel Cormier at that level, at that weight, at that height, at that size. You could just go out there and just pick people apart. Oh my goodness, this isn't him cutting down to 225 or 205. I'm actually starting to love this. I'm actually starting to love this right now in real time. Gable Steveson, I'm all in for him. I'm all in for his MMA career. Sure, wrestling didn't work out. Sure, football didn't work out. Football is hard as hell to do, and wrestling is taxing. Professional wrestling is taxing. It's way more taxing probably than MMA when it comes not physically, but when it comes to maybe physically, if you count the days of the year that they work way more days than what you're going to do in your MMA career. But MMA clearly is a way bigger risk. I'm not sitting there saying that. So Gable Steveson, UFC here in 2026, 2027, maybe a win or two like we saw with Brock Lesnar and these guys. You're telling me he couldn't have a decent career? You're telling me with the level of wrestling this man has, he couldn't pull off a career like we saw with Yoel Romero, something like John Fitch? We can't see that. We can't see what Hamzat's done. I know he might not have the quick finishes like Hamzat or whatnot, but you're telling me he couldn't use that grappling like that? You're telling me he couldn't do what Bo Nickel's doing? You're telling me we couldn't see him do what Henry Cejudo did? I'm just saying, if Henry Cejudo could do it at 135, 125, I'm pretty sure that this man Gable Steveson could do that in a terrible heavyweight division currently. So you guys let me know what y'all think. Clearly, again, he could maybe just lose his first amateur fight. We never see it. His striking could be just that bad that he goes out there and gets starched. And we have seen it before too, where, it's not always translates the best MMA. But I'm telling you guys right now, This man, somebody hook him up with Daniel Cormier. Like I said, this man could teach him so much. Get him with the Dagestanis over there. Oh my, Gable Steveson could be a problem here in 2028. Watch out. Watch out. But you guys let me know. It's always your boy, Steven Moustaris. Let's go, baby.